I'm not seeing all of your face, Hiram.
Oh, okay. I'll sit up a little bit straighter.
So, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Power of Unity Open Mic program. It is a part of the Prince George's County Memorial Library System Open Mic series. My name is Carrion Gray. I tell everyone it's Carrion, rhymes with librarian. So, you're welcome to call me Carrion the librarian. And today we have Lady Di hosting. I just want to give a couple of quick little thanks and shout outs to our co-presenters, Creative Suitland and the Prince George's County Arts and Humanities Council. And we want to thank them for their support and always sharing out our programs on social media and to their base. And now, let me just give you a little bit of bio on our host. Sylvia Diane Beverly, aka Lady Di, is a native of Southeast Washington, D.C., an alumni of Anacostia High School and the University of District of Columbia. She is an internationally acclaimed poet, presenting poetry in Brixton, London, England at the Lewisham Theatre. A collection of her work is housed at George Washington University's Yeoman Library. Lady Di celebrated the 40th anniversary of host Maryland State Poet Laureate Grace Cavalieri, reading on her show, The Poet and the Poem, at the Library of Congress Experience. She is an alum of Poets in Progress with Poet Laureate of District of Columbia, the late Dolores Kendrick. She is the author of 2 books, so check her out, Forever in Your Eyes and Cooking Up South. The late Dr. Maya Angelou is her hero, and she is a proud matriarch of her family. Her most recent honor is Prince George's County Poet of Excellence in 2020. Thank you for agreeing to host, and you can go ahead and take the floor, Lady Di.
Thank you so much. Oh God and divine ancestors, we love and appreciate your kind love in our lives. Eve turned this world upside down. All of us here in unity, we should be able to turn it right side up. Do something. Join in or form an organization for our youth. We can all be phenomenal if we so desire. Welcome and thank you for joining this last day of Women's History Month. Thank you to Prince George's County Memorial Library System, to Creative Suitland, and to all of you that have decided to join in unity. Teach our children their ancestral history. Paying tribute to Dr. Maya Angelou and our mothers and grandmothers, I will read my first poem from a collection, Dr. Maya Angelou's complete collection of poems. The poem is entitled, Our Grandmother. Now, I don't do this poem very often. I've memorized a lot of her poetry, but this one is a little longer. So please bear with me because I desire to give this message from this poem today. Our grandmothers. She lay, skin down on the moist dirt, the canebrake rustling with the whispers of leaves and loud longing of hounds, and the ransack of hunters cracking their near branches. She muttered, lifting her head, a nod toward freedom. I shall not be moved. She gathered her babies, their tears slick as oil on black faces, their young eyes canvassing morning of madness. Mama, Is Master going to sell you from us today? Yes, unless you keep walking more and talking less. Yes, unless the keeper of our lives release me from all commandments. Yes, and your lives, never mind to live, will be executed upon the killing floor of innocence, unless you match my heart and words, saying with me, I shall not be moved. In Virginia tobacco fields, leaning into the curve of Steinway pianos, along Arkansas's roads, in the red hills of Georgia, into the palms of her chained hands, she cried against calamity. You have tried to destroy me, and though I perish daily, I shall not be moved. Her universe often summarized into one black body, falling finally from the tree to her feet, made her cry each time in a new voice. All my past hastens to defeat, and strangers claim the glory of my love. Inequity has bound me to his bed, yet I must not be moved. Shall we mute that person, please? She heard the names, swirling ribbons in the wind of history. Heifer, mammy, property, creature, ape, baboon, whore, hightail, thing, it, she said. But my description cannot fit your tone, for I have a certain way of being in this world, and I shall not be moved. No angel stretched protective wings above the heads of her children, fluttering and urging the winds of reason into the confusion of their lives. They sprouted like young weeds, but she could not shield their growth from the grinding blades of ignorance, nor shape them into symbolic temporaries. She sent them away, underground, overland, in coaches and shoeless. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. As for me, I shall not be moved. She stood in mid-ocean, seeking dry land. She searched God's face, assured. She placed her fire of service on the altar, and though clothed in the finery of faith, when she appeared at the temple door, no sign welcomed Black grandmother, enter here. Into the crashing sound, into wickedness, she cried, no one, no, nor no 1,000,000 ones dare deny me, God. I go forth alone and stand as 10,000. The divine upon my right impels me to pull forever at the latch of freedom's gate. The Holy Spirit upon my left leads my feet without ceasing into the camp of the righteous and into the tents of the free. These mama faces, lemon yellow, plum purple, honey brown, have glimpsed and twisted down a pyramid of years. She is Sheba and Sojourner, Harriet and Zora, Mary Methune and Angela, Annie to Zabonia. She stands before the abortion clinic, confounded by the lack of choices, in the welfare line, reduced to the pity of handouts, ordained in the pulpit, shielded by the mysteries in the operating room, husbanding life, in the choir loft, holding God in her throat. On lonely street corners, hawking her body. In the classroom, loving the children to understanding. Centered on the world stage, she sings to her loves and beloves, to her foes and detractors. However I'm perceived and deceived, however my ignorance and conceits, lay aside your fear that I will be undone, for I shall not be moved. Thank you so much for your patience. I love that poem and I never get a chance to do it, and I didn't memorize it, but I have another Maya Angelou poem. Let's see that I can mark it greatly. It's called On Aging. It's in the same book. This book is her complete collection of poems. And I'm not sure why it got mismarked. Let's see. What was on that same page? Please pardon me. Okay, well, let's see. We'll go to something different. I'm going to read from my book. My book, one of my favorite poems, and it's a short one. My book is Forever in Your Eyes, and it's dedicated to Dr. Maya Angelou. And I was honored and blessed that Dr. Maya Angelou received a copy of my book and wrote me a little thank you note. And that note is in my collection of work at GW, George Washington Gilman Library. Just a moment, I need some water. That poem was long. Excuse me.
While she's taking a break, if anybody would like to get on the sign-up list for tonight, please type in the chat and I will add you to the list. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm ready to read. I think, yes, I Love Your Face. Actually, it's called Your Face. I love your face. I love the way you smile at me. I love the grace and love God has given you and me. The fragrance of a rose fills our heart with beauty chose, so sweet and wonderful. I love your face. Don't ever leave me, my strong knight. I love you more each day with a stronger might. I love your face. So golden, smooth, and firm. It's tantalizing the way you move, moving always in the right direction. Your easy manner projects little or no friction. I love your face. Thank you. Now I have a special treat for me this evening. My friend Patricia Habersham and I, we share the same birthday, and we belong to a poetry group called Poets Empowered to Nurture Souls. Anointed Poets Empowered to Nurture Souls. Pens. And if any of you can see me, I'm the membership chair. And if you think you may want to join a spiritual poetry group, excellent writers, see me, email me or message me. But Patricia and I wrote poems for our mutual birthdays. Patricia, are you there? I need you to unmute, sweetie, because I don't see you or hear you.
Yes, I am.
Okay. There you are, sweetie. Go ahead. So this is Patricia Habersham, and she's going to share her poem, and then I'll share. We did a collaboration on this for our birthdays.
Okay, you want me to start now?
Yes, sweetheart, please start.
Twins by time. Floating in the womb, creating a big boom, sliding down the slippery walls of life. Identical fraternal twins, a bond. Twins by a mystery to me. Friendship twins, so dear and dear. Twins by birth, same day and year. Friends in the air that capture existence. Love in our heart, and the love of God makes us strong to one another. Tribute to Sylvia Diane Beverly, Lady Di. Love you, twin.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wrote Ecstatic Twins. Ecstatic, my dear. Happy it's clear. March 13th is day we share. Uniquely on same day, same year. Covering global spectrum of southeast to northeast. You in Durham, North Carolina, countryside, your twin in Washington, D.C., citywide, enjoying celebrations, whether sunny morn or twilight eve, family and friends, loads of gifts, surprises, cards, flowers, and balloons, smiling each time we call each other twin. Let warm spring breezes blow. Friends, twins, poets, don't you know? We want friendship and poetry to perpetually show. A friendship of admiration, a friendship of appreciation. Woo-hoo, poetess, fresh, flip and fly, our heads held high to tranquil blue skies. Strong in faith, we do believe. Strength in prayers, we say daily. Praising God's name to everlasting end. Happy birthday, twin. Let sweet love flow. Let golden melodic chime shine and glow across our world now and then. A tribute for Patricia Russell Habersham. Thank you for being my sweet, endearing, loving poetess twin. Okay, let's see. I don't know who to call on next. I think he's ready. I'm going to call on Brian. And on deck we'll have, let's see, I haven't really seen the I think we'll have Patti on deck, Patti Dale. So I'm calling on Brian James. Thank you.
Good evening, Lady Di. Thank you. You read lovely as usually. And hello, everyone. My name is Brian Donald James. I'll just share one piece. It's called Recollections of Her, the South. She was to me a single drop of cool water, brushed along the dry, cracked lips of a tired laborer. She became to me a heavy rain, densely veiled in mist. There was no vision in her storm. She inspired me with her loveliness in dawns and twilights of violet, where birds tweet and crows caw. She ignited within me the anger of raging rivers, leaving broken trees ripped and uprooted by her chaos wayside. Yes, I recall, this is how I loved her. She was to me a single seed planted in famine, deep within the rich black soil of the Delta, She preached a ministry of kindness and cruelty and brought to me the sustenance of honey and the sourness of vinegar. She held summer captive in the blush of her lips, her kiss, so I could never settle in a season or time. And this love, born in the death of a rebel's cry, upon black backs cracked in fields, branded and bonded with iron, no longer, it seems, has grasped upon souls that are thirsty, longing for peace and serenity, but she leaves behind only faith and tears to quench windpipes covered in thorns, and ashes are still faintly smoldering, making her promises hard to trust. Yet still she lives in my core, so I yield to her beauty. Yes, this is how I cared. She became to me a foregone forever, lost in the handshakes and nods from strangers in small towns. She became to me lifetimes lost within the loyalty and betrayal of the stars and bars of Dixie. Come, sit a spell. She will lull you to sleep and seduce you. She will become one with you. Yes, I recall. This is how I loved her. In peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Lovely love poem. So appropriate. And Patty's next, Patti Dale.
Unmute.
Patti, unmuted.
Yes. Lady Di, you've heard this poem, but it seems like a good one to start with.
That's fine.
It's called Standing in the Vanguard, and the vanguard is the front of the army. I really enjoyed the last poem.
Thank you.
Standing in the vanguard, we're ordinary women with ordinary faults, but we're changing all the future by transforming our own hearts. We're digging for the dignity. We're melting down the gold from the pure seam of compassion that unites us at the core. We stoke the fires of courage and we feed the flames of hope, and we begin to see our stubbornness as more than just a joke. As we understand the value of playing our own part, we look for the humanity in other people's hearts. We're standing in the vanguard. By our lives, we show the way that ordinary people can change the world today. Thank you.
So appropriate. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Patti, all the way from the UK, right, Patti?
That's right. Oxford in England, which is part of the United Kingdom.
Boy, that's wonderful. We have an international show here. That makes me excited.
My privilege to join you.
Thank you so much. I'm wondering, is Patrice ready? I don't want to startle anyone, so can everyone get ready with your poem that's planning to read? Because some poets I will just call on because I've seen you in the chat room.
Okay, I'm not ready yet. I just joined, but I'll be ready.
You're not ready. Okay.
Yeah, in a few minutes.
Let's see.
Okay.
Maybe I can call on my brother Bernardo. Maybe he's ready. I think he stays ready. Bernardo.
Good evening. How are you?
Hey there. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said brother. I thought Hiram was getting ready to start speaking.
Hiram is my triplet partner.
Okay.
My brother.
Because it's the last day of Women's History Month, I want to read from a woman writer, someone that I hold very dear to my heart. I'm reading from her book called Rainbow on Fire. And that would be Dolores Kendrick, the late Dolores Kendrick. I found this to be a very moving poem, and it kind of reminds me of my relationship with my grandmother. It's called Inquiry. 1. In the room, a quarrel held among the pickings of afternoon run into the woman's throat, her hat upon her love, like crust upon a well-kept fire. The cold grease of her son's lies now to melt with all hot questioning and interrogation of 90-degree law. Is it your boy? Yes. To the boy. You stole the bike? He made me. Who? Jojo? And the falling tears smashed into the apple of his eye, a saucy survival of stillborn cops. 2. She bowed her head. A kitchen day without pay moved into her wonderful hands. She bowed her head and said, Daniel, you know I bring you up, right? I did, I do, I try. Why you do this? His 13th lie gave no answer. My brother sat, a salary away, an inch, a foot, a success, a justice, his son without a bike. Struck down by force, a theft, a report, a pickup of an inquiry, a prosecution perhaps. Inquiry of her, how she manages on $200 a week, and hers 7 children, why her eyes keep bowed, what gives holiness to her house, why her hollow jaw holds within a fist. Inquiry about the escape of her man, the penance of her unwanted bed, the woman of her that dares speak right before the civil unbelievers. Inquiry. I wants to do right. I got to punish him. Can't let him be no thief. They's right. I've been taught it. So will he. 3. Later in her cement rooms, the theft of them already assured by the state. The theft of the woman herself left dark, undetected in a white woman's kitchen that was an alien as it was familiar. As strange as her neat public housing flat, as secure as losing car fare on a bad day. My brother stood inquiring of her kind. Who would grist him without a plan, without a definition, without a mighty will? Dismiss the charge. Oh, how his court chair squeaked, bringing mothers home to question and thieves home to sing. Afterwards, he and all our black house, riding unnoticed on a stolen bike, butchered for pennies, worthless. We who had forgotten made peace with whole black dreams, brought bags of food without cause, knew why her kitchen blood ran so to life and ours. I must do right, she said, and handed my brother a $10 bill for the bicycle. Ain't enough? I know, but it'll help. It's only right. You don't have to bring me no food, but thanks. You lost a good day's work, my brother said, and left. 4. Going, her smile that locked us out with latches of her lowered lids, remembering my brother for days to come. And he would say, why did she do this thing? Give me money. I don't want money. To hell with the bike. And all his grief remembered hers, and they both kept well the dignity of their only inheritance. Beyond that, there was nothing to be asked. Thank
Thank
you.
you for remembering the late poet laureate of District of Columbia, Dolores Kendrick. Thank you so kindly, Bernardo.
You are so welcome, my sister. I know you knew her well.
And thank you for sharing her poetry with us. And I hope that you will hold on and grace us again with one of your poems. I'm pretty sure we'll have time for that. Okay?
You have time. I will prepare something.
Okay, get ready so that when I call you, you'll be ready. So I found the poem of Dr. Maya Angelou's that's in her complete collection of poetry, and it's called On Aging. And I remember, say, 20 years ago when I used to read this, I used to read it for my senior groups. Now I'm reading it for Sylvia Diane Beverly, On Aging. Also, I'd like to have my triplet, my friend Diane Wibon Parks, to be on standby to be the next reader after I read On Aging. by Dr. Maya Angelou. When you see me sitting quietly like a set left on the shelf, don't think I need your chattering. I'm listening to myself. Ho, stop. Don't pity me. Ho, stop your sympathy. Understanding if you got it, otherwise I'll do without it. When my bones are stiff and aching and my feet won't climb the stair, I will only ask one favor. Don't bring me no rocking chair. When you see me walking stumbling, don't study and get it wrong, 'cause tired don't mean lazy, and every goodbye ain't gone. I'm the same person I was back then, a little less hair and a little less chin, a lot less lungs and much less wind. But ain't I lucky I can still breathe in? Breathe. Thank you. And now, my dear partner, my friend, my triplet,
Hi,
my
Lady
comrade,
Di.
my confidant.
How
my
are
sister.
you?
I'm great, honey.
Wonderful. How's everybody? Everybody's looking so great this evening. It's been a while since I've been on a Zoom session. So I
You
think
look
what I'm going to
lovely.
do, I have to say this though. I got to tell everybody, a bird flew into my house. Okay. And I have cathedral ceilings. Didn't know how we were going to get them out. So I decided to write a poem about it. And so let's see if I can find it. Here it goes. It's called Into the Light. We must fade into the light to be found. Even desperation finds its shadow in the undimming. Sometimes the only answer derives from darkness. The timid sound of every bird's leaf falls on the other side of this door. On the other side of a lock of feathers, an insistent beak untwists a dried reef into nesting. Everything gets fractured. The frayed edges fall into tiny trees that become a forested welcome mat. The petite bird knocks softly against our door like a storm, then quiets the earth. The darkened skyline split our porch in half, yet the purple clouds do not pause. They keep moving. I am still grateful. The doorbell rings. We open it to find light in darkness. And then the nesting bird flies in, ascends to 20 feet ceilings, perches on ledged crown molding, all too unfamiliar, flies into a wealth of unclothed windows, surrounded by tall, wide walls. This is not a house of straw. This is a home with an unwanted feathered guest. And we now have wings, all of us, frantically racing as wild as any caged bird. We are desperate. The bird is desperate. Even desperation finds its shadow in the undimming. Only one brave hand moves the skyline to hold. Only one answer pushes every room to darkness and opens the door to the wide eyes of night. On the other side of this open door, where hinges hold, is hope. A narrow opening, a light beaming in, beckoning the bird to fly out of darkness into the radiant stars, the moonlit sky, the purple clouds. Do not pause. Like wings, they keep moving into the light. I am still grateful. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I knew you would manage that one. I heard some of that story.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes. Thank you, Lady Di.
Thank you. And also have another poem ready for us, if you will, any of your choice. And we'll move to our next guest, Luther Jett. And following Luther will be Jeff Smallwood. So Luther.
Thank you, Lady Di.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to read with you guys.
Thank you.
This poem will not be new to everybody, but I'll read it anyway. What my father learned driving a convoy during the war. Never ride the brakes. Steer with your foot. Giraffes run across the Serengeti. Seen from the air, they seem to enter a state of grace. Don't waste soap. Save even the smallest slivers. In Calcutta, children really do starve. A mustache is a nice experiment, but it isn't me. There was a temple in China dedicated entirely to the many hands of God, but it was bombed. No one knows why the temple was destroyed. The homeless sleep in the streets, and there are too many to count. One man alone cannot replace a broken camshaft. The man shooting at you is as frightened as you are and as desperate. There are people who look nothing like you, and they are capable of kindness. Thank you.
Thank you, Luther. I loved it. It reminded me of my dad, a couple of those phrases, especially when you said something about save the slivers of soap. Yeah, we had to save every piece and put them together and so forth. And there was something else that you said, oh, about the mustache. My dad wore a thick mustache throughout our childhood. And then in the later years, he shaved it. And I would say, let it grow out again, Dad. And he would tell me, you take care of you, I'll take care of me. So, but thank you, Luther. Thank you so much. I think my friend Jeff said he's not reading, so I'm going to share another poem. This reminds me of unity, and it's a poem that ended up in an Ireland anthology called Undercover. And the poem is entitled Share Your Umbrella, written early this year, January the 9th. A lifelong interest of mine, supporting, sharing, caring, feels exceptionally good to help someone else. As we help someone, we help ourselves. Let center of our hearts reach out to others, wishing, hoping, praying, all will reach out. Do what we can. If I can help somebody, my living shall not be in vain. Unity prevails. Bring power when needed to reign supreme as we all hail. Surely world we cannot save. Bravely we stand for something. Help to bring significance in clear. Share your umbrella right here. Here and now. Do not be afraid. Strength will be given to aid as we reach out without fear. Share your umbrella. Share my umbrella. Share, my dear. Share. And thank you. And the next,
Beautiful.
thank you so much.
Kim is on the list too, I think, if you want to go to her next.
Okay, go ahead. And who is that? Corinne.
Did you say Kim?
Yes.
Okay, that's me. Hello,
Go
how
ahead,
are
Kim.
you?
Thank
Okay.
you.
I did a different type of unity. It's called Miss Betty. Ancient woman sitting alone, waits for her imaginary family to find her. She captures me with pearls and flowered hat, with trusting doe eyes. I tell her she looks beautiful. Sadness melts as she kisses my cheek. The nursing home's air conditioning softly hums. This woman's need for love matches her pumps and purse, claiming her cheeks were speckled because she ate too much pepper, giggling as I hand her change to buy a Coke, though she and I both don't know she is diabetic. Later, I wrestle over a cappuccino, swirling foam like memories. I can't quite wipe off the dewy lipstick, still waxy and wet. When I drift in a defeated, her lips find me, my cheeks still damp.
Thank you. We love all the forms of unity, and thank you so much. I think that each person will have a chance to read another poem. Patrice, are you ready to read something? Did you want to share with us, Patrice Smith? You're muted. Is Patrice still there?
She's there, and I can give you another name.
Okay, sorry, I had to unmute.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, and then you can give the next person. Who's that person, Carrie-Ann?
So next we'll go to, if Sam Jackson is still here, we'll go to him next.
Okay, Sam is still here, and we'll go to Patrice now. Patrice?
Okay, all right, I'm ready.
All righty. Thank you.
In the wake of unity, I've written this poem, Restoration. In the aftermath, we wondered who would come forth to lead us back near the oasis of peace, to satisfy our hunger for compassion and quench our thirst with kindness for the betterment of humanity. We were in desperate need of a shepherd to guide the flock to the banks of nourishment, where we could thoughtfully meditate on what had been lost and feast on healthier thoughts, ways that could heal our internal pain and ultimately soothe scarred memories of our past weariness. We wanted our hearts to feel lighter and our spirits lifted up to see the suns rising high above the darkness that had parachuted down so suddenly and covered us. It had stolen our hope, left us abandoned in the midst of chaos, conflict, and disillusionment. Now we could feel our souls edging closer, expecting to drink heartily from the sparkling waters, waiting to be immersed and rejuvenated in the baptism pool of goodwill toward others, even those we don't know. The strength we gain will flow from there into the streams of renewed hope, and we will turn the page, noting that our lives have now been changed, like the refreshment we feel when winter finally fades and spring stands knocking lightly at the door, longing to come in. Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. I especially love that part there about the unity, even if we don't know the person.
Even if we don't know.
Yeah, I love that. And I just love the unity that I feel of each person's spirit and soul for wanting to join a power of unity. So
yes.
Thank you, Patrice, for that poem.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to hearing it again.
Okay.
And we are now going to Samuel.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we can.
Yes, this is a first for me, and thank you for having me. And
Oh,
I just want to read a poem from my latest book, which is called Few from the Heart. This is my third book. So
all right.
yes, and the
Are you
poem.
local?
Say that again.
Are you local?
Yeah, I reside in Maryland, and I'm
Okay.
a retired DC firefighter. So yes, definitely. Well, the poem is entitled, "On the Backs of Few, We Carry Many." On the backs of few, we carry many. If my blood, sweat, and tears are not enough, please tell me, how can I be just? I have repeatedly called out in the night, but my cries seem so far off in the distance. My eyes see the hope that is often near, but every now and then, it just seems to disappear. Yet for many years, I have carried the weight of thousands upon my back, constantly ask myself, what do we want? Freedom, justice, and equality. We are strong people with a will to live and succeed. We know the difference between right and wrong. For years, we have marched, showed up, and showed out. But the same old saying keeps coming back like a boomerang. Not now is what we keep hearing, but if not now, then when? For as long as it takes, we will keep on marching, keep on going until victory is won. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You were fireman, you said?
I'm a DC fireman, captain, retired for about almost 7 years.
You know Alvin Carter.
Alvin Carter. That name sounds familiar.
Alvin Carter, Chief Carter.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm not exactly sure.
okay.
I had 28 years on and I retired, and actually this is my third book. The other two were about being positive and having our kids put their best foot forward.
Put your information in the chat so we can be connected and you can join us to do some more open mics.
All righty, no problem. I will do that. Thank you.
What's your last name?
Jackson, Samuel Jackson.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, you're more than welcome.
Let's see, I saw someone else in there.
Lenora, too. Lenora Ashby, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm thankful to be here. I'm very excited to perform my poem that's inspired in alignment with Women's History Month. It is in tribute to Assata Shakur, Angela Davis, and one of my favorites, Billie Holiday, and myself, and all the women that I feel birth America, as I feel that is one of our huge responsibilities.
Okay.
So the name of my poem is America. Oh wait, my video is off, I just realized. Oh, I can't. Okay, that's fine. They had you loaded as the shooter? Then why am I standing over your cold, dead, blue body? Honey, America's the one shot down in the shooter. I run away only to get caught by its barbed wire. I ask, who's gonna save my soul now? I hear the old blues tune walking down the street. A street in Chocolate City that I miss and I love. It's nobody's fault but mine. If I die and my soul is lost, it's nobody's fault but mine. Well, well, well. My soul is gonna fly all over the world, you see. I won't mind you screwing me and twiddling me in between your fingers like a blow pop or a Tootsie Roll. No, 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 no. In Lisbon, I'll unwind. In Cali, I'll explore. And in New York, I'll indulge. And in Oklahoma, honey, I'll listen. That's right. I'll listen to my voice. My voice sing across, all across the blue skies, singing a song. Blue skies, loving me all night long. That's right. Josephine Baker sings that song to me so sweetly at night. I play it and I rub it into my soul dearly like Vicks on the chest. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the women that have laid the foundation for me to stand and for all of us to stand. And when I say my prayers, I truly say it with passion. God bless America. Thank you.
Just beautiful. Thank you so much. What a wonderful tribute. And your voice is beautiful. I think you need to read the chat. I think somebody's wanting to record you or something. Do you have any albums? Have any songs out? Streaming?
I'm in the process of self-publishing my first book. It's called The Fertile Balance. And I recorded an audiobook for it as well.
Wonderful, beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Grand words, and I love those women that you paid tribute to. Thank you so much for bringing them to light. Another one of my dear friends is on here. I just saw Sharon Ingram. Sharon, did you want to share with us tonight? You might be muted. Sharon Ingram, are you still there? Do we have anyone else that hasn't read that would like to share a poem? Anyone that hasn't?
I am Theresa Lee.
Yeah,
I would
okay.
like to share a poem. As I was hearing all of these fantastic poems, I haven't published, but I do have a collection of poetry called "Ain't Got No Crowd for That," Poems of Life. I had so many to choose from, and since this is the last day of Women's History Month, I wrote a poem to Etta James. And the poem is titled, "She Sang My Song." She sang my signature song, and I'm not dead. And with my signature blonde hair up there on her head, my voice is still holding. I can still carry a tune. How could this happen? Tell me, who was the organizing loon who had not the respect to receive my green light for my song to be sung by me on such an historic night? She sang my song while I can still sing it myself, and everybody went right along. Why, it's much like identity theft. How am I to feel the diva that I am, especially when my sister diva in that hat got to sing her song and kept her diva-ship intact? She sang my song while they nuzzled and swayed and took my signature, and at last I feel played. I'm not happy. I feel truly dis, for no diva for so many and hard years deserves the likes of this. She sang my song, and I'm not even dead. Tell me what yearnings could have gone on in that disrespectful head. She sang my song. Thank you.
Oh, for Etta James. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is Sharon Ingram there? We'll move to Patti Dale. Would you like to do another poem? You have to unmute, honey.
Thank you for reminding me. I got that. Yeah. I'm torn between a women's poem or a unity poem.
It's up to you, whichever one you like, hon.
Well, I might try to read the unity poem because it's quite important right now.
Yes, it is. Patti Dale, all the way from the UK.
So this is a kind of experimental form. So you might like it or you might not. But anyway, I'm just warning you. Not all of it rhymes.
Doesn't have to.
The last line of each verse is meant to make you think. So the title of the poem is To Agree or Disagree, That is the Question. Is what we want to be all the same? Is agreement our real aim? If it is, that's not what I call harmony. Do we want to be listened to and liked? Because like tigers, we all have stripes. Or maybe there was something more we were after? Is it cups of tea and social chat? You like me and I'll like you back. And isn't it sad about them over there? Or is it a common goal we're after? The business of peace that really matters. Some work to do that we share with each other. It's the same for us as it is for them. We all are different. We're not the same. And the point is, can we learn to live together? It means learning to listen to differing views and not feeling anxious. We don't have to choose. There are just more ways than one to a solution. The point is not to all agree. The point is the diversity. And the thing that brings us together is working for peace. Peace means we can each exist just as we are, not someone else. Agreeing to disagree is indeed essential. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Great choice. Thank you, Patti.
Thank you.
Let's see. Bernardo, are you available?
Yes, I am.
We're ready to hear another one of your pieces. Well, one of your pieces, since we didn't hear your own work yet.
Well, it was Women's History Month, and I wanted to pay.
I appreciate that, and I do, and it was great. I loved it.
I didn't realize this was unity. You know, I love bringing poems to an event that reflect on the event.
Did you read the flyer?
No, I kind of saw it, but I got some.
That's why we put those flyers out. It usually has a theme, Power of Unity, but you may read any of your poems that you choose, any of them.
Actually, I was leading up to the fact that I went back and found a unity poem. It's actually called Umoja, which is a principle of Kwanzaa, which speaks to the importance of taking an event or taking a substance in your life to recognize it has value beyond the time and space in which you're using it. Unity, not soon to be, but what is now. We have been allowed to assemble, to resemble a family, community, not soon to be. Pie in the sky, in the by and by, after we die, but right here, tonight, seeing eye to eye by candlelight, beauty in the beholder, Moja.
Beautiful. Wonderful. I'm glad you found that and could use it other than just on Kwanzaa. Thank you so much. I believe you have a poem, Bernardo, for any occasion, whatever the theme is. You know I know you.
That's true. And if I don't,
Bernardo is a member of Collective Voices, which the three of us, Sister Joy, who's Prince George's County Poet Laureate, Lady Di, yours truly, and Bernardo are Collective Voices. So when you see that sign, Collective Voices, you just may want to tune in. Thank you, Bernardo. My next person coming back to the mic is Brian James. Brian. And on standby will be Diane Wibon Parks.
Good evening. I have a small piece in the interest of time, but I did want to tell just a little quick story. My friend called me. He said, I want you to write a poem to put on the protest wall. This was during the death of George Floyd, and he wanted me to write a poem. And I said, okay, brother, I'll get back to you. So then the next night he called me and said, did you write that poem? I was like, brother, it's only been one night. And then he showed me a text of his artwork on the wall that was featured on the Today Show. So suffice it to say, the next night my poem was on that wall. And hopefully he said that the African American Museum will tear down the wall and everything on the wall will go into the museum. So y'all pray for me to hopefully that my work will be in the museum one day.
Wonderful.
That would be lovely. So I'm just praying on that. So I want y'all to pray. So I'm gonna get into this one. It's called A Tillage of Earth for George Floyd. Speaks to unity, I guess, because we all have to unite to have reform in this country so that everyone, can feel comfortable and safe. So I'll get right to it. A Tillage of Earth. A knee taken to rest in defiance, and blood spills with the tillage of earth. For tobacco terrain or in cotton croplands bear no difference to a knee taken for social defiance upon a football field by a man wearing God's number across his chest. Both feel the lash, both actions done to quench the passion and the thirst that the promise of equality surely doth yield. A knee taken in prayer for a nation that protests, too much change and too much progress. So we, a godly people, sing heart songs heard only in spirit, and kneel to beg for empathy, where our pleas fall yet again upon ears that are closed. So a knee upon a neck ends a life on urban farmlands, the new fields of slaughter, and blood spills with the tillage of earth, yet our hope is never disposed. In peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian James, and very timely for all that's going on right now. And my dear friend, are you available, Diane?
I am, and if I could do a small plug, I was thinking about what Patti Dale said in reference to, am I on? Not on mute. Okay, great. I was thinking of what Patti Dale said in reference to diversity, and I am the founder of the Right Blend, and it is a culturally diverse group. And here's a copy of the book. I don't know if you can see this, but you can certainly buy it on Walmart.com as well as Amazon.com. And my last poem, I'm sorry for the short plug, but my last poem will be Give Me Light. In as much as I can take, give me light. In as much as I can dream, give me hope. And the souls are first stars lit by rays that burn with such intensity to love, to crave such harmony that shine as a string of lights bellowing in air with every string that falls into knitting. My hope is that you take your place, take your dreams and swing them over your shoulders across America, across Europe, into Africa, and India and Asia. Leave your Moulin teas, fill every dark space with the candle of your smile. Shade the moon of its starlit dust. Spread your light and hope on others. Open the jar of every part of you that loves, that sings, and wants and dreams, and hopes with the burning rays that rise inside your throat. There is always a sun spinning loose there. There are no secrets, there is no darkness, only light. Love like weddings. Take the gaze from these God-stretched years, these cherished pearled reflections, this daydreaming skin that swells from the blue that glows like mirrors from the lakes that swoon in shades of blue jade. Give the world the sound of trees full of air and hope. Bend into gold strands that leans in and shine. Every prayer is a melody. Roll your big, tall heads back. In as much as you can take, give your light. In as much as you can dream, give hope and love like the souls of bright stars. Thanks.
Beautiful. You are a shining star. You bring the light. Thank you, my dear one. Thank you so kindly for sharing life with me. I love our unity. Our next poet, hopefully, I'm sure he's ready. Luther Jett. Would you share another one with us, Luther?
I certainly can.
Okay.
I pulled this because we're talking about unity. I pulled this from my 2018 collection, Our Situation. If you remember that year, we were gasping for unity, and we still have a long way to go, but we will get there.
Yes.
A love song for a dismembered country. Whenever you close your eyes, the room opens up. The sea finds its way to your door. The snow is melting. Soon we will carry vessels containing our tears to be buried. Beside the road, blue flowers bloom and the sparrows bathe in the dust. This house cannot hold its shadows forever. The wind bears you up on pale wings. A voice you have forgotten will return wearing night-colored slippers. Then these words at last may roll the way honey does over your parched tongue. Thank you.
That sounds sweet. That's sweet unity. Thank you, Luther. I enjoyed it. Let's see.
Patrice would like to go again too.
Okay, Patrice, you can go next. Unity is what we need, from Patrice.
Okay, so this is my poem for Women's History Month. I have a lot of poems about women, but this is one of my favorite. It's called Admiration, and it embodies all of the qualities that I think we all admire in women. Her strength is paramount to the vigor of a 6-woman rowing team that combined their forces to conquer the brisk, chilled waters on an early Sunday morning while navigating steadily down the Charles River on the coldest winter day. They move with the boldness and fortitude that it took Miss Harriet to lead bands of fearless men, women, and children on a freedom journey north, away from their oppressors, and the determination of Sister Sojourner to shame the devil and tell the biting, brittle truth to those brave enough to keep their eyes fixed ahead on the good for all mankind. Even when faced with the strong hands of opposition, she remains stoically still, like the only tree remaining unbroken and unscathed after a fierce, tumultuous storm swept through unforgivingly and erased almost all but the already barren land it was standing on. Excuse me. She possesses the kind of indelible strength we love and admire, that of a warrior on a long and determined journey with still many days and nights left ahead, prepared to remain firm and free from fear. Here is where we find our reserve, entrenched in her deeply caring soul. It makes us pull up, stand straight, and push fiercely on, determined to triumph, not to be chiseled down or persuaded to give in to the threats and pressures that she knows will try to claim us. Because by her example, we've been trained to remain confident that we can win despite all odds. She will not be deterred or made to feel to be the lesser, and nor will we. Even when knocked flat down, facing the crust of the dry, gritty earth, we'll get back up and move on. She represents someone so vastly familiar and personal to us. We've seen her often in the faces of our own mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends who make us feel proud of their undertakings and courage to stay in the race until the very end. Always gracefully wearing the appearance of undeniable beauty and strength, she possesses an invincible spirit that always shines and promises to repeat itself endlessly through time. Thank you. I've lost my voice.
That's okay. Get a little bit of water for you. Get some water.
Yeah, I have allergies and they affect my springtime.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Let's see. I know that Hiram was just listening, but Hiram, did you have something that you might want to share? Because you are busy in the poetry arts world.
Well, I thank you, Lady Diane. Thank you for hosting and for the library system being willing to host this evening and this series. It's a great. I simply want to call people's attention to the newly issued call for work from the Prince George's Memorial Library, County Memorial Library System for poets of all ages from the county who live in the county to write a poem that talks about how you love your branch library, and cash prizes or there are prizes offered. So there's information or a link to information there in the chat room. So please take advantage of that. And then I also posted a link to a reading for young poets, ages, I think it's 13 through 19, based on the West Coast. So if you know of any young poets who would like to grab the mic, and I'll make sure that they're heard on the West Coast as well as across the country, check out that link as well. You have to register for that event. I think it's April the, I want to say it's a Saturday, April
maybe the 17th?
Yeah, April the 17th. Thank you, Lady Di. So anyway, those are a couple of things on mine. And then Diane mentioned the Right Blend collection, and I posted the fact that it's available on Amazon. So thank you, Lady Di. Appreciate it. And I've enjoyed listening to the poems.
Thank you so much, Hiram.
Sure.
And thank you for sharing that information that you just shared with us. And I wanted to say that in addition to students going to that second event on the West Coast, April 17th, we are celebrating Poetry Month during the month of April. So you may want to just register and give support to the students that will be there. That's what I plan on doing. So you may want to just support those teenagers.
That is right. That's a great point, Lady Di.
Yes, and that's going to be hosted by Liz Larew, who's another one of our friends, and Hiram's sister, and my dear friend. Okay, let's see who else. Kim read some time ago. Kim, did you have another poem?
I do.
Let's see it from Kim now.
Okay. Mirajima. I stood on the island of Mirajima looking over the ocean from a lookout point. I thought Hiroshima would be a crater. Instead, it was alive, vibrant, with skyscrapers and a skyline that rivaled New York's. I was 12 and I didn't realize that I was crying until tears splashed onto my travel brochure. It was healing, like a forest taking back buildings, slowly cracking stone and moss and ivy, rainwater and frost chipping away. I ran up to the first Japanese girl I saw, Tatsumi. I apologized for everything, the war, the bombs, death. She nodded and smiled, held out her index finger and middle finger in a V, and said V for victory.
Oh, thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate that. I appreciate that point.
Thank you, Kim. Also, somebody wants to know the name of the group that you coordinate the poetry group.
I'm not sure which one. Are they speaking to me?
Yes.
Is that the Anointed Pens? Anointed Poets Empowered to Nurture Souls. Is that the group?
I don't know.
That's open. That's an open membership.
Okay.
We have another open membership on the Green Line, Poets on the Green Line. That's an open membership. Let's see. I think that's it for now, but we have a lot of groups. We have a lot going on in the arts and poetry.
Maybe the best way to say it, Lady Di, is if people want to find out more, they could, I don't know if you're willing to give your email, but you are a font of information on the poetry scene in the area, so they might just want to contact you.
Hiram, can you help me out then and put my email in there?
I'm glad to. With your permission, I will do that. Absolutely.
Thank you so kindly, Triplet.
I love the unity. I love the unity.
I love the unity also. And I'm so blessed to be united with the majority of the poets that are on here today. I have a friend on here, I believe, Sheila Little. I actually used to babysit her. I saw her name. Sheila, are you still there? I know she's not a poet, but she has supported me through the years. She's not saying anything. She's not that shy, but maybe just being quiet today. Can we hear from Lenora again? Lenora, you want to, someone, Renato called you sing song poet. That's one of his titles. Is Lenora still here? Lenora's not? Lenora? Okay, does anyone else have something that they want to share? Jeff, did you want to share anything? Any poetry? The poet circle? Poet connection? Jeff Smallwood?
No, thank you, Lady Di. This has just been wonderful to listen to today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
So I'm going to read this poem, and I think this poem is going to close us out, everyone. I also want to thank each person so kindly for joining us. I thank the library for the open mic that they have monthly and for partnering with Creative Suitland, which is one of my favorite art galleries and centers right down the street from my home. I could just about run there back in the day. Not now, but it's right down the street. He waited for her. This is some sibling unity. Daydreaming as far back as she could remember. One of her favorite things to do, staring out the window, viewing the tallest pine trees snow-covered tops, watching squirrels hop from one frosty branch to another. Far off in distance, a little boy hops on his sleigh, zooms down the hill. As she peers over the sill, she sees a little girl dressed in a snowsuit, matching hat and gloves, shiny red boots, reluctantly eased to her sleigh. Down the embankment she flies, screaming to top of her voice, eyes big and opened wide, happy, excited, thrilled. The boy was at the bottom of the hill. Yes, he waited for her. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have
Thank
any,
you all. I'm happy.
do you
I'm
have any
happy
last
again.
remarks? Any last remarks or anything, Lady Di?
I'm filled with the poetry. I'm thankful. And I just hope that everyone will continue to take some action, and especially for the children in our lives. As one person said in their poem, I believe it was Patti, whether you know them or not, say hello, say something to your neighbors, to your grandchildren, to your nieces and nephews. You think that they just want to do what it is that they're doing, but let them know that you are watching, that you would like to share some of yourself with them.
Lady Di.
Yes.
This is Theresa Lee. I am so sorry I didn't pull this poem up to say, but your final words are just putting it into perspective. And I know you had the final word. Maybe I'll get to say this poem is called You Special. You Are Special. When you were talking about the children and getting together with the children and everybody, it's a poem that I had and it's called You Are Special.
We have a couple of minutes here. Are you saying that you have a poem that you want to present?
I do. I do.
And then
I
I
want to
see
say
another
that after
person
you.
that didn't get a second round, so I don't
Yeah.
mind not having the last word. You can do your poem, and then I'm asking, is Samuel available? Does he want to do another poem?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it will be ladies first, Theresa, and then Samuel, and then we'll turn it over to the library, and I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you,
God
Lady
is good.
Diane. Thank you
God
for
bless you
everything.
all.
It's called You Are Special. And it says, just imagine you are the one who won the hundreds of million sperm race to the egg finish line. You are special. You may be from ancestors who survived the treacherous Middle Passage and the barbarism and terrorism of slavery and racism. And here you stand today, the strongest of the strong. You are special, extra special, that's you. You are a perfect machine housing systems, the intricacies of which have yet to be discovered. You are special, extra special. That's you. You are special among everyone in this heavenly body known as Earth. Extra special, that's you. Special shout outs to the homeless man, woman, or child. You're special. To the humans confined to cages with locks that can only be opened at the discretion of another human. You're special. To the motherless or the fatherless in a system fostering care, you're still special. To all 99%ers who just can't seem to get a crumb from a small piece of the pie, you're still special. Everyone is special. Everybody is special. Magnificent works of art, beautiful by one's own standards, gifts to the earth for its caretaking. Extra special you're a winner, you're a survival, you're on an extra special mission called life.
Lovely, lovely message, thank you. And a number of us enjoyed the repetition in that poetry. Thank you so much. Samuel,
Yes. Ready?
Yes.
All righty. This is the first poem in my book. It's called Measure of a Man. How do you measure a man? By the path he has walked, by the triumphs he has made, by the obstacles he has overcome, or by the goodness in his heart. But no matter how you choose to measure him, it must be precise, correct, and to the point. So get me my measuring stick. Get me my tape, or just to make sure I get it all in proportion, bring along my scale. My next question to you is, how will you measure him to correctly identify to others who do not know him? Will it be in ounces, pounds, inches, or feet? Will I recognize his legacy, his character, profile, or even his smile? The most important way to measure any man is in the sight of God. Does he have a good heart? Did he finish what he started? Is he a leader instead of a follower? Is he able to produce a smile during his storm? Does he provide for his family? Did he conquer his battles with no fears or insecurities? Was he there to lend a listening ear for a friend? If all are true, I pray that he meets God's standards of a man. You see, we often fear the unknown and weaken at the sight of obstacles. But a true man knows that his limitations will not hinder him. With his faith in God, he can overcome any obstacles, calling all men. The time has come to stand up and be measured. Thank you.
Thank you. I
All
love
right.
that message in that poem. I love it.
Thank you.
And I said I was going to turn it back to the library, but I want to check one more time for my dear friend, poet Sharon Ingram. Sharon, are you back with us? I don't want to close out with you there and not have
Sharon doesn't have a mic.
Okay.
If I'm seeing correctly.
Who's
Yeah,
telling me? Who's telling me? Is that Karen? Corinne?
Yeah, I'm looking at
Thank
the yeah, I don't think she has access to a
Okay.
microphone.
The way she came in, so she's just listening. Okay. So again, thank you, everyone. I think we got everybody. I hope.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful. And
Yes.
God bless you and have a lovely night.
Yes, I just want to thank on behalf of Prince George's County Memorial Library System, if we can clap it up just for Lady Di hosting this evening in a time where we can sit back and put unity in the atmosphere. And I hope it just manifests and resonates all around. I thank everyone for participating, and I hope we keep this same energy going for next month. Remember, we're every last Wednesday of the month through June. And I just hope to see you next month. We actually will have Kim hosting for us, and we're going to highlight some speculative poetry. So we're going to take a dive into some science fiction and some fantasy and do some different things. So bring your creativity and your imagination, and let's, try some alternate universe stuff. Okay, so please come back and join us next month. Please check out all of our archive videos. Please answer the contest. How great would it be to win a gift card or something like that from the library for coming up with a poem on how much you love the library? So please do check that out. The link has been posted in chat, or you can just type in poetry in our search bar on our webpage. Once again, thank you all and have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Have a nice rest.